In this Telluride, Colorado home tour, we are standing in front of the Walsh House. And if you just look at it from the street, it has some of the most striking curb appeal of any home for sale in Telluride, or for any Colorado home in the mountains for that matter. And that's because this is an architectural masterpiece by the renowned John Pawson, and it's actually his first residential commission in all of the United States. If you know Telluride, you can see how it's on this rare double lot, and it really blends into the surrounding historic charm and historic renovations. It also blends into the natural environment in a way that other homes in this neighborhood just kind of don't, as they're relics of the Victorian era, even if they're a mountain modern renovation inside. Telluride, especially downtown, has some of the strictest historic qualifications and renovation rules and regulations anywhere you'll find. And what that does in this particular context is it really forces some of these architects to do some of their most creative work and forces them into a smaller box. One thing that's absolutely wild about this place really is just how it came to be. Once Catherine Walsh, the original builder, told me that she met John Pawson at a cocktail party in New York City. And before they even knew each other, she suggested, hey, why don't you design my home out in Colorado? Reluctantly, having never done anything in the US before, he replied, maybe, but only if it's in a place called Telluride. Lucky for us, it was, and this is what we get all these years later. Let's step inside. One thing I love inside this home is there's not much to see, but there's actually everything to see. Come with me, see what I mean. It is so minimal, so artistic. It's both bright white and also a little bit dim. Look at the marble. Look at the cool tones, but with the warmth of the fireplace and the mantels. Everything flows together seamlessly on one floor. We have dining, we have living. Here's your relax zone. Did you need an office? So again, there's almost nothing to see, but that's almost everything. A luxury home in the mountains isn't always about exotic materials imported from throughout the globe, fancy chandeliers, different textures. Sometimes it's just about how you hide from the outside and then how the inside flows out and dances with its environment outdoors. Architects call this prospect and refuge design. It's that feeling of being tucked away inside and protected from the rugged elements. It's very minimalist. It doesn't scream for attention. It's more about art and simple comfort than elaborate, large-scale luxury. Just because it doesn't meet the eye doesn't mean it's not included. We have our induction cooktops here. Each of these has other aspects of a traditional kitchen. We have all of our pantry and storage beautifully built into the design. This is our oven. More storage. We'll find dishwashers here as well. We'll find our dining sets. Although you don't see it, literally everything is included in this home. We'll find freezers and refrigerators as we move through. So in other words, you could call this spatial mastery. One thing that Pawson did here is he took that minimalist effect. He made it feel both warm and cool. As we go downstairs, the only thing typical about this home is that the upstairs is the living space and the downstairs is where the bedrooms are. In this case, 3 bedrooms. This is one guest suite. Between the guest suites, they share this walk-in bathroom. and just absorb how it's one living room. The entire space is a walk-in shower. And we have a bunk room here. Let's go to the master, the primary suite here. Now this is the most fun room in the house. Here we have the king bed. The glass walls separate the sleeping area from the restroom. Come on this way. Again, concrete, marble, natural light, minimal spotlighting inside. We have glass doors on either side of the restroom. And we flow back into the minimalist sleeping space. What about your storage, you might ask? The closets are neatly tucked away into these 7 panels of built-in storage along the wall. We've said it before, but one thing that a lot of downtown single-family homes in Telluride lack is a proper garage. Somehow he pulled it off here. We have this, let's be honest, 1-car garage, 1 car plus all of your gear, your bikes, your ski gear, etc. And if you have an eye and a taste for famous architecture in Telluride, Colorado, and famous architecture in Mountain Village, Colorado, surely you know about the Four Seasons private residences and hotel residences. Thankfully, we're not talking about just another big hotel in the mountains. We're talking about Olsen Kundig being a AD 100 top architecture firm in the world, doing their next masterpiece here in our backyard up the hill. And what's interesting is that in some ways we can see from their renderings a lot of the same design philosophy that Pawson took here in the Walsh House. And so I'm talking about stacked stones, clean lines, really brilliant contrast between shade and refuge and light. Here we're really tucked away from it in an artistic, expressive way. And in the Four Seasons, you're going to see wall to ceiling glass with 10 to 12 foot ceilings in every room, where you're really bringing the outside in instead of creating this artistic contrast between inside and outdoors that we find here in the Walsh House. Information is incredibly sparse and competition is more tight than some people might believe or expect. So Ryan and I are building out a deep dive series where we're going to go into some of the architectural elements, the market intelligence, etc., about the Four Seasons residence and hotel. And if you want to learn more about that and see more home tours in Telluride, make sure to subscribe to this channel to get all of the pertinent information moving forward. We'll see you in the next one.
But that's